This is how I left my room last night. And my husband went into work this morning, so he used the shower when I wanted to use the shower. So we're running just a little bit late. I started the course with the visual arts passage yesterday, the figurative course, and did a few pastels, which you know what, I'm sure I will grow to like them, but right now I don't like them. But the way that they're using them, which is the way that you use pastels, the outcome is great. So I'm really enjoying that. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. And I am going to pull up, hi Rekka. I'm going to pull up my image for today and also have a look at what we are drawing with Mayflowers. I'm not using pastels. I'm just going to use what I usually use. All right, let's have a look. Why is that open? I want the Padlet to see which flowers we are using today, and maybe to put my glasses on. Okay, let's have a look. I didn't pop the YouTube video in yesterday. Oh, a beautiful bouquet. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? This is Jennifer Calieris's entry. Funny that we are having a meet with her today. That's coincidental. Honestly, it's very coincidental because the session with her today was organized way after the Padlet. So whether she chose that day, I'm not sure. Anyway, that is the bouquet today. It's beautiful. And I have chosen to, well, I contacted Margaux Kent from Peg and Awl, and she is going to be my subject matter, and I'm just going to pull up her image that I have for her. You probably know Margaux. She's been on sessions with Beth, and she's been on sessions with Sam as well, and I think Helen as well, Helen Stark. Okay, so I'm going to do what I did yesterday and just screenshot both of the images that I'm going to be working from, so I can flip-flop between the two and just go to... Oh, look, my daughter was looking through my camera roll and this came up. She was... This is my eldest daughter when she was 4 years old, 3 years old, and that was her first ballet class. Isn't she cute? Anyway, thought I'd share that with you guys. She goes into my phone and in my iPad and looks at all the photos. All right, we have Margaux Kent, lovely photo of Margaux, and then the flowers for today. So that's what we have. Now, no, I think I'm okay with the flowers, aren't I? Or did I not do yesterday's and I have to do yesterday's? No, I did yesterday's. Okay, we're good. Good morning, C. Hello, Janice. Hello, Carolyn. Hi, Nanette. Good morning, Natty. Blue Shine Art Community. It's pouring out here. Oh, it's a beautiful day here. Really, really beautiful. Here, let me clean up my mess a bit. As soon as I turn these over, at least it looks a little bit on the more presentable side. I'm going to be using markers and neocolors, not neopastels, neocolors. I can move those over as well. You know, I just cleaned up my desk the other day, like literally the other day, and I have no idea how so many things get on here. Okay, there. We're good. Anybody else have that problem? So today, I will be repeating myself because I know that you're not all here. Hi, Susan. Did everybody register for Jen's jelly plate session? If you're not a Substack subscriber, this, like, you could be. You could be, and then you will get free access to it, because I'm opening it up to all Substack subscribers, not just paying Substack subscribers, but all Substack subscribers, because I feel like this is something that everybody could benefit from. And Jen said yes, absolutely, and she's opened it up to her subscribers as well. So whether you're a subscriber of Jennifer or of myself on Substack, sorry, I was just getting some paper, you can join. You just have to become a member of my Substack, and then you can go to my latest Monday post, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a link to register. Janice says, I've registered, but we'll probably have to watch the replay. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, so register so you get the replay as well, because paying subscribers will get the replay of the paint and draw tier, but if you are not of that, then register so you get the replay. I know, it's crazy. Disorganized loved all over again. Ooh. Yeah, I'm dropping everything as well. Good morning, Meryl. Hi, Jen. Okay, let's get this started. This is Margaux, and she is my gardener for today. If you follow Margaux Kent, which I'm sure a lot of you do, you may just follow Peg and Awl, her business, but if you follow Margaux, she is pretty incredible. She, like, this is something that probably my mum would have done in her younger years, but she goes around to woodlands, or she sees construction being done, and she sees plants that are being dug up, and so she knows that they're all going to be destroyed. So what she'll do is she'll go on the construction site, and I think this has happened a couple of times, but Margaux, tell me if I'm wrong, and she'll go and dig them up and bring them back to her woodlands, because she knows that they're just going to die in the dump of earth that is going to be taken to, you know, a dumping ground. So that's the kind of person she is. She'll be on the lookout for things that are happening around her, and she'll go through her woodlands, and if there is a what's the opposite of indigenous? When a plant has been brought in and it's not of that. I honestly, I've like literally just had a shower, taken Piper out, and about to have my first sip of coffee. So what is it called when it's not supposed to be there? A plant's not supposed to be there, and it's somebody. Wow, a rescue gardener. Yes, she is a rescue gardener. There you go. The word will come to my mind soon. Anyway, she also takes away plants that are not supposed to be there. Yes, forced naturalized. Invasive. Thank you, Carolyn. Invasive. Isn't that funny how, like, it's pretty much the opposite of indigenous. Invasive. There's a lot of invasive people on this earth as well that are not supposed to be here. Can I say that on a live? And let me also say, and I don't mean immigrants. Just, you know, want to clarify that. Okay, let's put I'm just getting her face really quickly sketched out so that I can get the pattern on the background, because the flowers today are pretty spectacular. So yeah, go and check out. I will, she's on Instagram. She's on Substack as well. She's a writer as well and a poet. Her son is incredibly talented, Son, and he, he creates these amazing illustrations. She has done 100-day projects where she has decided to do it just with her non-dominant hand, and she makes these beautiful books. You may have done the session with Margaux and Beth where she made sketchbooks. She makes these, she repurposes beautiful old books as well, takes the cover off, uses the cover to create little sketchbooks, and she makes these tiny miniature books as well. And they have a beautiful atelier, Peg and Awl, where they make bags, and they actually make easels as well. Bags and easels and aprons. I'm sure like someone here must have something from Peg and Awl. She is pretty amazing. And Reb says, I love Peg and Awl. Reb, did you do the session with Beth with Margaux making a sketchbook? I have to get that sketchbook out again because I started doing something in it and then kind of forgot about it, but it's something that I should really work on finishing. All right, so what I may do, because she doesn't have many clothes on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a necklace with some of the flowers and then have the pattern behind. So if you missed the flowers this morning, I know that a lot of you have them. Reb says, out of my budget. Well, a little out of my budget too, because I went to look at her Wyeth easel, her plein air easel, and I'm like, okay, like maybe in another, year or two, then maybe. Reb said, no, she hasn't seen that session, but she'll look it up when she runs out of sketchbooks. I want to learn that. Yeah, it's, she does a beautiful job with them. All right, so I have these gorgeous flowers. Look how pretty they are. Hang on, what are these type of flowers again? There's what are they? They're not roses. Are they roses? Are these those ranunculus? What are they called? I can't remember what they called. They have a name. I know that we have some flower people here who can help me. Good morning, Melissa. How are you? Oh my gosh, Nanette. You have to go pop in. Have you been? So Nanette, I posted on my stories on Instagram that Margaux had an open house this past weekend, And I said I knew a few people. I knew you lived like nearish by, but we also have a friend, Gory, who's part of our group, or was part of our group, and she lives in is it Westchester? Yeah, so she's right there as well. Oh, you have to go and pop in and go and say hi. I told Margaux that I would tell everybody, and she said, oh, if they don't make it this weekend, we're usually always here. Just tell them to message me and they can come by. Yes, Westchester. Okay, you have to go and say hi to her, Nanette. She would love that. She sells like inks as well. Nanette says volunteer for art supplies. Yes, go. She'd love it. Yeah, she sells specific inks that she loves to use. So she does sell art supplies as well. And she creates these little tin boxes with, oh, you're just going to be, it's going to be dreamy. And if you go, we need a little video, Nanette. Even though Margaux is very good at photography too, like her pictures are gorgeous. Did anybody tell me what these flowers are? I know we have some florists here, some people who are very, very capable. I'm better with trees, honestly, than flowers. It's almost like desserts and cooking. Much better with cooking, not so good with desserts. Okay, and I said I was going to do a couple of necklaces down here with some flowers, but I need inspiration from here. So I'm looking, maybe I'll just do some like little buds. Maybe I can do that. That'll look like beads, but have and that says, the shop looks so fun. Maybe this weekend. Wonder if she'll have a special for Memorial Day, which is Monday. Message her. She's very good at getting back to people. So just either go on to Peg and Awl and message her and ask her if they're open and around for this weekend. I'm sure she would love to have some visitors. All right, I think I can get on with the coloring, the fun part. So I'd like to keep in the, when I think of Margaux, I think of these colors. I'm going to pick out the colors when I think of Margaux. Naturals and earthy tones for the back. This is for the background. Maybe a light too. Okay. They look like poppies, or, oh, I think they're anemones. Anemones? How do you say that? Anemones. That's like, yeah. anemone. That's where Zoom meets are so much nicer, because we can help each other out with our pronunciation. Annette says, my first question, are they real or... No, they're real. They're real. She said her friend brought them over, and I can't remember the company, but she told me the company, because she told me, she said, oh, I hope the bouquet is okay. And I'm like, absolutely, it's gorgeous. And I'm like, and I asked the same thing, is it real? And she said, yes, it's like this crazy, amazing floral company that makes these beautiful arrangements. And her friend sent them to her. Okay, I quite like, I think I'm going to change just a little, maybe put a little bit of pink on this one. There's only a slight difference. Actually, they look exactly the same, but they're not. Okay, this is how I save my markers from rolling on my paper all the time. Take a putty eraser. I've learned to put my putty erasers in a place where, like, I can find them always. And it's basically on my iPad. I have them sitting there, like I have little squares of putty erasers that don't go anywhere other than when I'm using them, and then they go back on my iPad. Because they do get lost. And that's the only eraser that well, actually I don't. I do like this eraser for, does everybody have a favorite eraser? I do love this eraser for Neocolors. The putty eraser does not erase Neocolors. Did you paint yours already? See, I know that you've probably been up early this morning already painting. Okay, I need a little bit of pink down here, because if not, that's going to look strange. And a tiny corner here, and a little bit in here. All right. Let's get a background on, a light background, because what colors did I do yesterday? I'm trying to think. Oh, it was quite pink as well, wasn't it? There was a lot of pink. Gouache like watercolor. Oh, nice. Wonderful. Nanette says, what brand putty eraser do you use? I have the gray one from Blick, and it seems so hard. Faber-Castell is the only one that I found that I can say I'm happy with it. It doesn't get hard. I can leave it out. It comes in different colors. Like this one was the pink one, but it's obviously not pink anymore. This one was the gray one. I know they have a blue one and a yellow one. But that's my favorite. I don't know if anybody else. And yeah, don't get the cheap putty erasers because, I mean, they're not super expensive, but the cheap ones really are not very great. So, okay, I'm contemplating doing, let me just see what color this is, because I may do, actually no, I'm gonna do this light green. Oh, I think I did gray yesterday, didn't I? Yeah. So I can go over with some details. I can just about see my neocolors through my markers. Probably wasn't a good idea to do this, the main sketch with neocolors if I'm going over with markers, because it does lift it a little bit, but I can see a little bit here. You know what would have been great to do it with like a Chinese marker or something like that. Then you would have that resist. So I know that Nanette is ready for Jennifer Caballeros' workshop this afternoon. Honestly, if you don't have all the materials that you need for a brayer, or like for doing jelly plate, like if you don't have a brayer, you can use a scraper. I know it's not the same, but if you do want to do like just get some papers prepped, you can, like not prepped but made during the workshop, or if you just want to come and watch, you can do that. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. Bring so I'm going to be cutting up some stencils, or some, just even some cutouts of flowers, I think, for this. So I'm going to just take paper and cut shapes out, and then you don't need to do this on like really nice paper. You can just have print paper, and just cheap acrylics is fine. You don't need the expensive brand either. I think Jen uses golden, but you don't have to. You can, I use these ones, like and I may use a bit of neon pink today. So Jen will have her overhead on all the time. And I may have my overhead so you can pin me if you want to see what I'm up to, but I'm not really, I'm going to be working and churning out some papers, but I'm not, you know, very well versed in jelly plate printing. But I do have fun with it, so that's the most important thing. All right, I'm going to take this and just darken the middle with this color. Melissa says she's hoping to be able to tune in. Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did your workload go yesterday? Because Melissa said, I don't know if I can join because I'm really busy. Good morning, Piper. Hi, Pipes. She just came in. Hi, Julie. Julie says, good evening. I'm happy to pop in to the live for a while. I just finished a 2-hour online life drawing session after a long work day, so a bit tired now. Ooh, who was the, was that with Draw Brighton? Do you do Draw Brighton? I'm just trying to think. It's Wednesday. Who do you do the online life drawing session with, Julie? I need to get back into life drawing. Reb says, I'm excited. I don't have a plate, but I think I found something that will work. Oh, great. And C says she's watching Jen today. Oh, Melissa says, I try not to use erasers, but I do like the Faber-Castell putty one. Yeah, I don't really use erasers to correct so much, but more to clean up. Or, for example, like if I'm doing a portrait and I have to sketch it out in pencil first, then I will use the putty eraser to lift a lot of the pencil so it's not as heavy, because I'm quite heavy with my mark making. So yeah, I used to, when I had kids here in camp, I would take away their erasers for 2 days so that they weren't as precious with their work. That's why I like working with markers a lot, because you can't, and why we worked with markers a lot with the kids, because they can't erase. All right. I don't know. Let me see how green this is on top of this green. Okay. Melissa, what's your art hang tomorrow? Melissa says, I was productive yesterday, but still waiting on approvals from a client. So, and Natty says, I use Staedtler erasers, the square version and the push-up one. Yeah, those are the ones. I don't mind those, but Natty, I get really like annoyed with all the little bits. So that's why the putty erasers are so great, because there's no little bits. They're just super clean, which I love. They're like magic. I guess they just lift. I'm thinking all those little bits, I guess it's a razor that what the little bits are with the regular razors. It's just, they're quite messy compared to the putty eraser. If you haven't tried one, Natty, try one. Next time you're in an art store. And they're really not too expensive. I think they're like $3 or something like that here in Canada. They're good for charcoal as well, if you like working with charcoal. or even bread. Doughy bread is really good as an eraser if you want to go really, get really economical and not, you know, thinking about cost, etc. Pretty much does the same as the putty eraser. Melissa says, we're doing Accidentally Wes Anderson at AHP. Oh, okay, yes. I do remember you mentioning that. Julia says, I do live drawing every Wednesday fortnight with Miss Muse Draw. It's 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Melbourne, Australia time. Yes, doughy bread. So fresh white bread, Melissa, it acts the same as a putty eraser. So if, like, for example, when I was in school in Spain and we were doing charcoal busts and using charcoal every day, we wouldn't have an eraser, we would have doughy bread. So you take the middle bit out of the bread and basically it's the same as this, and you push it together and it can lift the charcoal off the page. Okay, 7:30 Melbourne, Australia time. What is that? PM. What is that in Eastern time? Miss Muse Draw. I'm going to write that down. Miss Muse Draw. And look it up afterwards. It's probably in the middle of the night for me, right? Okay, and then these little buds, which I've kind of made my own little necklace here. I'm just gonna come in and add something to them, and then, oh look, I've got 20 minutes left. 20 minutes to do the portrait. And I think I'm gonna give her, rather than a black top, a green top. And I really wanted these to be a little bit more orange, so I think I have to take my yellow melissa, or an orange. Let's see if it becomes too orange. Oh, Melissa says, it looks like Miss Muse Draw is in person, not online. Do they offer online sessions? Oh, I thought, let's have a look. I thought Julia said it was an online session. Yeah, online life drawing session. Hello, Dominica. Good morning, Dominica Don Chica. Oh, that's really helpful. Thank you. So it is London, Paris, Delhi, Tokyo, Brisbane, Perth. Oh no, where's Toronto? Okay, so it would be $30 p.m. to 1 p.m. 12. No, that's not right. C says, read Opinionologist and Substack this week. Maria's a wonderful author. She wrote a little bit about me. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I always love to see her writings, but this was extra special. Ah. That's wonderful, C. I have to read it. She is a really good writer, Maria. And I love when she posts about the special things in her week. Okay, I think I should have used this color actually for the outline maybe. And I'm going to put a bigger leaf in the back as well. I'm going to take a darker green, much darker green, and just put some more detail in these middles. To make them look more like anemones. Janice says, I love the portrait that you did of Maria. Which one? Did she post it in her Substack? Julie says she has, this is going back to Miss Muse Draw. She has in person on Tuesday in Melbourne and then every second Wednesday online. And I'm still, yeah, no, Melissa's in Toronto. We're trying to figure out the time. Maybe Melissa can figure out what time that is for us. 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time for Toronto. We just made busy busier here. That's okay. It just needed breaking up a little bit. It was very like plain. 7:30 p.m. Aussie is 5:30 a.m. Toronto. Toronto. Did you just speak that into your computer? Like, did you do text to talk to text? Because that's really funny. Toronto. Toronto time. Oh, it's a portrait that oh, that's okay. Sorry, I missed that. I see now. You said, see, I love the portrait that you did of Maria. Which one is that? See. Yeah, thank you, Melissa. Toronto. Haha, no, she did not do talk to text. She actually wrote it like that. You guys are getting a pattern demo from me here. My paper's gonna start breaking with the amount of marker it's got on it. I'm probably going to go a little bit over 8 o'clock because I've already taken Piper out, but I need to, I'll walk her around 9 or 8:30. So I'll probably be here for another 20 minutes because I do want to finish this portrait. So if you do have to go, don't forget, if you haven't registered for the Zoom today with Jennifer Caballeros, that is on my Substack. So head over, register, and we'll see you at 1 p.m. Oh, Melissa says, you have 10 minutes for her face. Oh, Nanette says, I have a question about color mixing. What color do you add to a springy green to make it more olive? Red. Yeah, add red, Nanette. You'll get a really nice olive, or an ochre you can add. Ochre or red. Or if you have like a burnt sienna, like this kind of color, you could add that too. Nanette says, thank you. I was doing Michelle Allen's session on Colory Flory. She had an olive in her color palette and I couldn't quite get it. Oh yeah, how was her session? Mine's tomorrow, I think. I look forward to seeing everybody's. Yeah, how was it? Did you enjoy it? You probably have your favorite Colory Flory people. I'm trying to get onto the Facebook page, but I haven't been able to get on there, so I have to try that again today. Because I want to see what everyone's creating. Ah, thank you, Susan. And Nanette says, I really enjoyed it. It was like a paint by number without the numbers. Haha. I also enjoyed being limited to 4 colors. Took the pressure off. It was very relaxing. Yeah. Nanette says, I'm so lax with social media these days. I only posted after the first day with Terry Runyard. That's okay. You don't have to post. I just know that as an instructor for tomorrow's, I have to make sure that I answer any questions in the chats and everything. So I got to get on there somehow today. I don't love Facebook or use Facebook much at all. I know that my posts get posted sometimes to my Blue Shine Art page, but that's about it. Like I don't use it much at all. Okay. Let's get some darker color in her hair. I know it's going to have to go beyond the flowers a little bit. I'm going to check out Miss Muse Draw. Julie, did you put, is Julia still here? Julia, did you post your life drawing images on your page? I know that some people don't like to post that kind of like nudes and stuff on their page. So I've gone too far here. So I will take this kind of eraser to erase neocolors because it's great for that. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit off here, so I need to come down. I could sharpen the neocolors to give me a better point, but I mean, there's lots of edges on the neocolors, so I just try to use the edges of the neocolors to get your details. Just keeping it really light for now, and then I will go in a little bit heavier. Just trying to get her features on here. Okay, I need to make sure that my spacing is right. I'm going to come down a little bit more. I'm definitely using them a little bit more like colored pencils, the newer colors, for this series. But it's okay. I'm liking how they are working in this way. And it's also giving my hand a little bit of a break. I think I said that yesterday, because if not, I press so hard and they kill my hand. Okay, I need a light. Where's that very light that I had? That's the same as that one. Melissa says it's so windy outside today. The trees are blowing sideways. Oh, it's not here. So I wonder if that must be a weather front coming in from somewhere. Right now it's fine here. I'm sure we'll get it. Melissa, I'm sorry I can't make Ray's music evening. I committed to going out with friends who it was their birthday recently, so I'm going to be doing that evening. So sorry. But if anybody is in Toronto and wants to meet up with a whole bunch of wonderful artists and Melissa, as well as Melissa, should I say, contact Melissa and she can give you details of events that we're meeting up for in Toronto. Okay, way too high. Now I need to come down with her ears. So, because this is darker, just going to correct that. This is where I can press very hard to correct. Like a 55-kilometer winds. Ooh, that is windy. Melissa says it's every Sunday now until the end of September, so if you ever want to come for another week, just let me know and I'll plan to be there. Okay, sounds good. Do you have some people coming this Sunday? I know Anne and Melly came to the last one. And this has to be lower as well. Can't really see the side of her ear here, but I can bring it down as well. So before I start doing the black of the 14B, I'm just going to add a little bit more color to her face here. And then that you'll have to keep us updated on whether you go and see Margaux. Okay, so this is a bit heavy, so I'm going to lift that. So I want to try and keep the light on the right hand side of her face, and that means not putting any really heavy lines on that side. I think I have maybe made her, I don't know, maybe made her eyes a little bit far apart. I'm not sure. I have to double check that. Melissa says, I'm not sure if any art friends are coming, but there will be lots of friends, haha. Okay. Well, that'll be good. Is it the first one down by the harbour front? Like, is it his first of the season? Okay, I'm gonna get some 14B on here, and because I don't know if I've caught her yet, but we will see. Just put a little bit of extension on here on her hair. It needs to be a little bit further up. Nanette says, I'll check things out today for Margaux. Great. And Melissa says, yes, season opener this weekend. This is his 3rd year. I've totally caught Margaux. Thank you, Melissa. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. We will see. It's hard when you're drawing. So I've known her for many years, and you know, we've chatted on social, but it's hard to know. Like, for example, if I was drawing Melissa, because I've met her a couple of times in person, you kind of know when you don't have the person, if that makes sense. So I don't actually know if I do or if I don't have Margaux, but Let's see, I just have to be really careful with the shape of her eyes, etc. Also, sometimes neocolors can get a little bit gummy. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Melissa says, if you haven't caught Margaux, then you've caught the photo. Yeah, I mean, that's hard too, right? So fortunately, she helped me pick, because you never know, like, what people like. Like, that's why the people who I knew, other than, well, I should have asked my sister and my mom, but I didn't. But it's kind of because I know them. But, like with Iveth from Quebec, I asked her for a photo, and also Alana from, or Alicia, sorry, Alicia from LA, I asked her for a photo. So yeah, I did ask some people for photos so that they liked the actual image that I was drawing. mean, even her nose, like, it's not super, super defined, so I have to be careful with that. And then also be careful with the black and not get it too black. Nanette says, Peg and Awl are having a book binding workshop in October at the Highlights Magazine Foundation, which is only an hour and 15 minutes away from me as well. Ooh. And Melissa says, I think that would still qualify as a birthday gift to yourself. It would if you bought it within May. That would be good. I'm reading that applications were accepted until April 25th, so not sure if, well, yeah, just ask. And then that says, the only problem with all these workshops is that my vacation days are limited. Yeah. But if you treat it like a vacation, you could go for a couple of days. All right. Sometimes the dark just gets too dark. And just lighten it up a little bit. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I know that you're probably all like needing to get to work. So I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of warmth just to a bit of her skin here. And if I really need this pencil right here, get a little bit. Sorry, just got in the zone. It happens. Margaux is on Substack. I can find her. It's something, hang on a second, because she's not Margaux Kent, and she's Resounding Little Voices. Oh, she is Margaux Kent. Peg and Awl, at Peg and Awl. Resounding Little Voices is her paid one. So yeah. And C says, we did a group draw of each other. She said she liked it and I sent it to her. It took about 2 months to get to her. Oh, you're talking about the portrait with Maria? And she says, I'm still finishing mine too, Shah. Go, Nanette. Oh, like go, Nanette. Okay, you found her. Great. Yeah, Nanette, I think you should do it. Like if there are any spots left, I think that would be a great one to do. And just get a little bit of darker pencil on this side where her hair is, and then also I've got to bring up her head slightly. And there's a story behind this photo as well. She said that she just ran in, I think it was with her son, and ran in from the pouring rain, and her hair was completely wet. So I guess she just tied it back because she has really long hair. But I said, well, that's kind of a nice memory as well. Like, you don't always have, like when you're taking a photo, she said that Sawn took the photo. A lot of times, you know, we have photos of ourselves and they're either selfies that we've taken or they're people, other people have taken them, but it's a nice memory of a time, I think. And it brings back those memories. That's kind of great. I'm going to make this side of her neck slightly darker. And I think I am done. Oh, hang on a second. I do like to darken the background so that the foreground pops out a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for joining this morning. That was a long session. You know what? Sometimes you just get into it, though, right? Sometimes when something is... I mean, I enjoy it every morning, but there's definitely, like, if I don't have to rush and I have this extra time, then it's nice to spend that. Thanks. See, is your plan to send portraits to the people? Yeah, if they want. So for sure, like, for example, my friend Creaser, it was her birthday this month, so she's gonna get hers for sure. And then her son, he is he did my garden, so he's definitely gonna get his as well. And then my sister and my mom, I will take theirs over to them. Iveth in Quebec, she's getting hers. The others, like, if Margaux wants hers, she can have hers. But the others, for example, like the Sackville Vita, the Vita Sackville, hers, I mean, she's not here anymore. And the other gardeners in England, they haven't even reached out to me or seen it. So it's really that sometimes I feel like it's the social media thing. You don't, because they have people running their social media, so they haven't seen theirs or commented. So I'm not going to send them if they don't acknowledge that I've drawn them. Does that make sense? It's yeah. But no, Margaux may not like hers. That's that too, right? Like, not everybody likes having their, or seeing their face being drawn. Like, I remember a time when I did a portrait of my parents' good friend. Actually, it was their good friends. The husband commissioned me to do one of his wife, and so I did it, and she came and sat for me, and she did not like it, but he loved it, so he put it in his office. And yeah, then she ended up liking it, because down the road she said she looked more like my portrait. But at the time she's like, oh, I look so old. But I think it's also you're being comfortable with who you are right now at that time in your life. Like, I think a lot of times, you know, there's a stage in our life where we need to accept that we're getting older and we're gonna look a little bit different, and right. So anyway, I think I've widened her face slightly, maybe over here slightly, so I can take in a little bit. Not this side, maybe just there. All right, I'm not going to touch it anymore. Melissa says, you're not going to send to King Charles. You're not going to send King Charles as his? No, probably not. Probably not. Thanks, Reb. Thank you, Carolyn. Have a really good day, everybody. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up to Jen's session, that is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to seeing you all. Bye, everybody. Bye. Yes, Melissa says, yes, sometimes other people can see the truth of what you look like. It takes practice to really see yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Bye.